And just like that, Real Madrid won, Chelsea won. Probably a reflective performance, but could Chelsea have had a little bit more? Could Real Madrid have had a little bit more? But like I said, I think the result, the scoreline, probably did truly reflect the two performances, the two halves. But I'll take it. It's beautifully poised, and it's basically going to be a scene setter. It was only ever going to be a scene setter for next week. I don't think the game or both legs would have been decided in just this game, but it's beautifully poised for next week. Wednesday, 8 o'clock. Set your reminders. It's going to be a big one. So like I said, Real Madrid won, Chelsea won. I feel a little bit disappointed. I feel a little bit aggrieved. We could have had a little bit more. Got a little bit scrappy towards the end. A little bit just scrappy really. Chelsea had a good few chances right at the start. In the first 10 minutes, I think that might have been the best football I've seen Chelsea play under Thomas Tuchel. We were dominating Real Madrid, which is not an easy feat, and especially under Zinedine Zidane. They've got a good system working. They like to keep the ball. Either Modric or Toni Kroos drop really deep and play out from the back. And then they just have Karim Benzema up top, and we figured that one out the hard way. The first goal came from Christian Pulisic. It was a very good run and a lovely curved ball away from the keeper from Tony Rudiger. I think he's really improved his distribution skills under Thomas Tuchel especially. And yeah, it was a great ball over the top, had a lot of lift on it, and then curling away from Thibaut Courtois, so it wasn't going to go straight into his gloves. Pulisic couldn't really control it the way he wanted, kind of took it the wrong way, but then drove it inside. Thibaut Courtois was expecting him to either pass to Werner or get a shot away, but he just kept on running. He didn't think that Pulisic could do that. He just thought, nah, he's not going to keep running. But guess what? He did. And then it was a free net to shot at Rafael Varane, and I think Nacho was standing on the goal line, but Pulisic was able to hit it. I think it did come off Varane's arm, but it went in the back of the net anyway, so I'm not complaining. However, 15 minutes later, Toni Kroos puts a ball in the box. I didn't think his distribution or his crosses or free kicks were that very good today, but anyway, the overrated player, Toni Kroos. No, I'm joking. He's a brilliant player. But he put a long ball over to the top. Marcelo just about won the header over Rudiger, I think it was. And then Karim Benzema beat Christensen. He headed it up. No one expected him to do that. He flicked it up. And then it was all set beautifully for the volley. And he just pelted at the goal. Edouard Mendy, it kind of went just over his head about that. But it's not much he could have done. There was so much power in it. Don't think any keeper would have been expected to save it. It was so close in and there's so much power. Like I said, I don't think that he really would have been expected to save that ever. So for Chelsea's formation, we went out with the 3-4-2-1 like normal. Edouard Mendy in goal. Christensen at right centre-back. Thiago Silva in the middle. Rudiger at left centre-back. Bencho at left wing back, Azpilicueta at right wing back again, like he did for West Ham. Jorginho and Kante in midfield. Mason Mount, Christian Pulisic, both supporting Timo Werner. And Real Madrid, I don't need to tell you their formation, but they went out with, I'll tell you their formation, but not that whole lineup. They kind of reflected Chelsea's formation and went out with a back three of themselves, with a back three of, I think, Nacho, Varane and Eder Militao, who I didn't realise cost £65 million. I thought it was 20 or 30 or max 40, not 65. Jesus. I think Werner's a rip-off. Eder Militao, 65 mil. Eden Hazard also got another 10 minutes under his belt, or it might have been 20 actually, against his old team. I was just praying he didn't score a winner, because that would have really hurt deep down here. It would have hurt so much. But luckily he didn't. He didn't really get that involved. He had a couple of good runs, had a lovely flick around the corner, which if Karim Benzema was there, it could have been very lovely, but he wasn't there, and it was all good. Chelsea had it under control. I think that Chelsea kind of dominated the first 10-15 minutes. Then Real Madrid started to get back into it pretty much straight after the Pulisic goal. Like I said, I think the draw probably did reflect the two performances today. And towards the end of the first half, it was end-to-end every single time. Chelsea had a lot of chances. I'm not going to read it or bring up the stats or anything, but Werner had a good few one-on-one opportunities. I just don't think that final pass was just there, really, in that final opportunity to play Werner through or play Pulisic or Mount through. But, yeah, I'll take a draw. We can go into next week knowing that if we play like that, like in the first 10 minutes, we can batter Real Madrid and get to the Champions League semi-final. I mean final. What am I? It's the final next week. Not next week. Oh my god, I'm so tired. I'm really tired if you can't tell. Next week's the second leg of the semi-final. And then at the end of the season, he'll be the final against PSG or Man City. So as for my player ratings and goal, Edouard Mendy, probably give a 7. Like I said, not much he could have done for the Benzema shot. He didn't really have to face much shots at his defence, because Christensen, Thiago Silva and Rudiger, I'd probably all give 7s as well. They're just solid. Maybe bring Edouard Mendy down to a 6.5. Ben Chilwell, I thought could have done a lot more on the left. He was quite static actually on that left-hand side. Probably give him a 6.5. Azpilicueta, give him a 7. Reece James, probably give him a 7.25. When he came off the bench, he just injected a lot more pace and energy down that right-hand side. Jorginho and Kante probably both give an 8. I think we won the middle of the park, especially in the first 10-15 minutes, which is very impressive considering they have a three-man midfield consisting of Modric, Casemiro and Toni Kroos, although one does drop between the three, which doesn't even make sense. But they don't have a Thiago Silva to do what Thiago Silva does. Mason Mount, I did kind of say he played as a supporting attacking midfielder, but it was almost like he was a number 8 in front of the 2 6s, and then Pulisic and Werner up front together. So I'll just say that happened instead. Mount I'd probably give an 8, Pulisic an 8 as well, and Werner a 7. Yeah, he had a very good chance right at the start. It was a good header across by Pulisic. Werner had an open goal to shoot out. It was an incredible save by Timo Courtois, but he's got to be scoring there. I don't care if it was a good save. You've got to be scoring there, especially for £45 million. Shame. Big shame. Anyway, that is all for today. Thank you very much for watching. Apologies if I'm a bit tired. I'm just a bit tired, really. Exhausted day. Bit disappointed, really, with the result. I think we probably could have got a little bit more. I was expecting a little bit more of Chelsea in the second half. It was just a little bit dead in that second half. Both managers just told him to keep the ball. And that's exactly what they did. But that is all today. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe if you're around here. Like the video if you enjoyed it. And also, yeah, I forgot to say, change the logo to blue, because Chelsea are blue. Change the banner to blue, whatever it's called. Chelsea are blue. I just want to move away from the red kind of theme, because I don't want to associate Chelsea with red, because it's not red. And it kind of just gives off a better vibe as well, the blue. That is all today. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.